Alright, boys and girls, what's up? I need everybody watching this to ask yourself a question. And it probably doesn't get asked enough because a lot of people just fall in line like fucking sheep and, take whatever narrative is being espoused by CNN or Fox or MSNBC as gospel. Ask yourself a question. What is the thinking behind the hatred of Russia? Like, it's not the Soviet Union anymore. It's not some big massive superpower outside of their nuclear stockpile, which is second only to ours. And China is gaining. But have you stopped to think in all the Ukraine war bullshit, which we should have never been involved with to begin with? I'm going to hammer that until somebody listens. We should have never been involved. It's not our fucking fight. Who cares? Have at it. This was all because of NATO. A little bit of history. 2014, go all the way back that far. Putin told them, do not bring NATO to my back door. That means Ukraine. And they fucking did it anyway. That's why this war started. So when you hear the bullshit that it was unprovoked, it wasn't unprovoked. It was 100% provoked. Again, I don't give a shit about Russia. I think Putin is more than likely a horrible fucking human being. But they're way the fuck over there. We've got to get out of the business of meddling in everybody else's shit. And the biggest way we can start is by pulling our ass out of NATO. It serves no purpose any longer. Post-World War II, a year, 2, 3 after World War II, yeah, I can see the point. It serves no purpose anymore. Other than for us to keep funding and throwing money down a goddamn rabbit hole that we never get anything back from. I digress. What is the reasoning behind hating the second most second biggest nuclear arsenal in the world? Like, how? Just think that through. How does that play? And you've heard two different narratives from the people who are supporting the Ukrainian war. One is that Russia is this big, massive superpower, and if he takes over Ukraine, he's just going to keep on going. That makes no fucking sense. Because he doesn't want to mess with NATO. He'll take Poland. Well, Poland's part of NATO. Well, now you've picked a fight with the entire European continent. That's just not smart. The flip side of that coin is, Ukraine is winning the war, and, Russia is this little tiny, they used to be this big power, and now they're not, Like, which is it? It can't be both. They're either the bully on the block, or they were provoked into this war. It can't be both. How about, just spitballing here, we try telling Ukraine, you're never getting into NATO, because that will lead us into a war. And the best example I've heard came from Dave Smith. If China started building military bases in Mexico, we'd probably have a fucking problem with that. Right? It's in our backyard. Or Canada. It's in our backyard. It borders our country. So I don't understand this whole rhetoric of still treating them as if they were the Soviet Union. It doesn't make any sense to me. I feel like if you leave the bear alone, your odds of it waking up and getting pissed off and wanting to fight go down by a factor of 10. Just don't fuck with them. I don't understand. First of all, the narrative is bullshit. Just like 98% of shit you hear on TV, it's bullshit. And if you've listened to Jeffrey Sachs or John Mearsheimer or Scott Horton, three of the best in my opinion, you'll know that it's bullshit. Listen to them for 20 minutes. You don't even have to listen to an entire lecture. You're being sold on this, this propaganda that, oh God, we've got to stop Russia at all costs. Well, you fucked with them to start with. Like, you're the reason we're in this war to fucking start with. So, how about we let those kids sort out their section of the sandbox? It's not our concern. I don't see how it was ever our concern. But again, we love to get involved in, rewind a little more. The only reason that Zelensky is even in office is because Biden told them they weren't getting funding unless they evicted a duly democratically elected president because he wasn't playing ball. Like, really? We seem to forget that little fucking tidbit. Like, God. Read a book. Listen to, find out, I'm telling you, Jeffrey Sachs, John Mearsheimer, Scott Horton. Pick any of the three you want, and you will learn more in 20 to 30 minutes from any one of these three guys than you will from the bullshit they're telling you on TV. Shut it off. It's all propaganda. If the USAID controversy didn't tell you that, then there's nothing I can tell you to change your mind. Educate yourself, and that way you don't just fall in line. Y'all be cool.